Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yo, what's good? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always, with another one. And yes, it is another one. So, apparently, this is the deal out here now. This is what's going down. So we have the polls actually showing that the Democrats are starting to lose very badly out here. Now, what does this mean? Where are we going here? We're going here to the factor of the meaning that, we've been paying attention to what the Democrats have been doing throughout these decades that they've been, proclaiming themselves to try to represent Black people, things like that. Maybe they did trinkles of a few things for Black people at one point, but nowadays it's just not happening. It's just not happening. It's not going.
You can't make this shit up.
And the sad part about it is that, we as Black people, we have this undying loyalty to the Democratic Party and things like that, and have had this for the past 60 years, which, if we do research our history, Black people were at one point in time were, a part of the Republican
Thank me in the
Party.
morning.
You ain't right, man.
Oh, I'm right. You'll see.
Yeah. At one point, Black people were a part of the Republican Party. Yes, of course, it's been a long time ago, but here's the thing here. We're seeing what's happening now. We're not getting the benefits. We're seeing what's happening in New York, Chicago, LA, all these countries. All these states, things like that. These states are providing these immigrants with free health care. I know they're doing that in California and things like that. But, the American citizens, especially the Black American citizens, have been asking for certain amenities for a very long time. They've been telling you, well, we'll give you our vote for this and that. But it seems like they don't just want to do it. So nowadays, we're checking into this. Let's go here now. Let's put these quarters, nickels, and dimes in on the Times.
Another day, another poll showing Democrats losing ground with demographics that they typically had widespread support among. Now, a new poll by Gallup shows that Democrats are particularly losing support among Black and Hispanic adults. So let's get into the details. The Democratic Party's wide lead over Republicans in Black Americans' party preferences has shrunk by nearly 20 points over the past 3 years, in just 3 years. Although Democrats continue to hold a formidable advantage over Republicans among non-Hispanic Black adults in the United States, their current 47-point lead is the smallest Gallup has recorded in its polling, dating back to 1999. Most of the decline has been recent, with the net Democratic ID for this group falling 19 points from a 66-point advantage in 2020. At that time, 77% of Black adults favored the Democrats and 11% the Republicans. So the 2023 findings represent an 11-point decrease in Democratic affiliation since 2020 and an 8-point increase in Republican affiliation. So obviously, Democrats still have a significant lead with Black voters compared to Republicans, but still we're seeing this trend continue where the voting demographic that Democrats can typically rely on, they're dwindling now, and some of them are unaffiliated. They're not really registering as Republicans. Others are registering as Republicans. Now, Democrats lead among Hispanic adults and adults ages 18 to 29 have slid nearly as much as the Black vote, resulting in Democrats holding only a modest edge in both of those groups. So as Gallup reports, Democrats' 12-point advantage among Hispanic adults in 2023 represents a new low in trends dating back to 2011, when Gallup recorded Democrats having a 26-point advantage.
So this is just the case here. Like I just said, Of course, there's going to be a change. There's going to be a shift. The Democrats already knew this. This is the reason why the Democratic Party is allowing all these migrants to roll into our spaces.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
The Democratic Party is not stupid. They know that they've been giving it to us without any Vaseline for years now. For years. Decades. So, at the end of the day, they're seeing it. It's like, okay, we understand that the Black and Hispanic people here, they're getting fed up with us. So we need to bring in new breeds of people that are going to be willing to vote for us. And yes, of course, these people that are coming over across the border and things like that, they will vote for them because this is the Democratic Party that's allowing them to do so. Let's just keep this 100 out here. Let's keep this 100. And that's the case. They, so yeah, that's how they're going to gain these votes and things like that. Now, the way that they're going to get around this, is by, of course, they're giving these people housing, shelters, things like that. Once they able to get them in a permanent residence, then long enough, and then also too, if you really think about it, if they get enough immigrant women over here to have babies and stuff, they're automatically citizens at that point because the child was born on this soil. So now they will automatically be entered into ways to vote and things like that. Have basic ways of making decisions amongst American society and stuff like that. But they came over here flat ass.
Thank me in the morning.
You ain't right, man.
Oh, I'm right. You'll see.
You'll see. You will see. They already having a problem up in Chicago with immigrants, with the system playing tricks on everybody. Well, let these people move in and we'll pay you this subsidy from the government and things like that for allowing these migrants to move in and stuff like that. And then after a certain point, they cut the funding off. So now that's leaving the renters of those properties stuck with the migrants just in there. They're just in there.
In 2021, Democrats actually had a 31-point advantage among Hispanic voters. So this has been an ongoing trend, as I mentioned, Cenk. This is something that we've been, raising some alarm over. I have a lot of theories as to why this is taking place, but I'm curious what you think. What do you think is causing this?
Yeah, look, for what it's worth, I'm positive. They're not delivering for the average American. There, I solved it. It's so complicated. So mainstream media and the people.
No, it's not complicated. He can't say it, but I can. They're not delivering for Black and Hispanic people in America who've been over here already. Who's already been here. They're not delivering, haven't delivered anything in a very long time, and people are just fucking tired of it. They're sick of it, for real.
You can't make this shit up.
People in Washington view things through the lens of race and culture wars and demographics, etc. So they're like, okay, Black people and Latinos are ours, white people are yours, women are ours, men are yours, etc. Right?
Right.
But the thing is, the American people are not cooperating with that. So, for example, the young voters were massively on the side of Democrats, not even close. That's why Biden won in 2020, and they've had a huge lead there, etc. Now they're beginning to lose them. Now, why are they losing them? Because Biden and the Democrats keep doing things that are very, very unpopular with young voters. The most recent one is the situation in Israel, where younger voters hate that we're spending more of our money, which we barely have, to send over to kill more innocent Palestinians. Mm-hmm. So if that fact bothers you, that's too bad for you. That is a fact. That is why they're leaving Democrats. And so now I've got more on Blacks and Latinos.
I have to add to that point because I think it's an important point, and there's a second half to it that I think is really, really important too.
Here's one thing you need to do before you.
All right. Yeah, y'all already know that was going to interrupt me. It kind of is what it is. Here we go.
The Democratic Party in general has increasingly abandoned the working class in America, which is why Republicans have actually increased their support among non-college educated working class Americans. And what Democrats have done in lieu of representing the best interest of working class Americans is they have instead pivoted to identitarianism. right? The culture wars, please support us because Republicans bad for minorities. We love minorities. We love black and brown people. We want to protect them. We believe in their dignity. Okay, it's really hard to buy that argument. That argument comes across as incredibly hollow as the United States continues to provide 2,000-pound bombs to the far-right government of Israel so they can then proceed to drop said bombs on Arab Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Okay, it's just, it rings hollow. It seems like nonsense, superficial campaign tactics that they don't actually believe and don't really do anything to show or prove that they care about.
Yeah, so I think that that's totally right. But going along with that, in terms of things they don't believe, look, part of the blame goes towards Bernie Sanders. Wait, what? Why? Okay, let me explain. Because Bernie did a great job of convincing Joe Biden that he should run on progressive policies, because progressive policies are very, very popular on the economic end, okay? So paid family leave, child tax credit, a higher minimum wage, you name it, very popular, right? So Biden ran on him, but Biden didn't tell Bernie something that's very important. He never meant it. So when he got into office, he delivered on almost none of those policies. So that is, you see over the last 3 years, every demographic, whether it's age or race, jumping off a cliff, right? In those in the numbers that Anna's reading you. And I think that what they saw was, hey, oh my God, look at this. This is amazing. We're gonna get all these things that we really, really like. Oh God, Joe Biden and the Democrats, we knew it. And then see, Trump is a bad guy and the Democrats are good guys. And the Democrats were like, just kidding. And they pulled the football again.
Always pulling the football out the game.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Always. And this is just a little bit of what's actually happening here. This is what's actually going on. They've been pulling the rug up underneath Black and Hispanic people for a long time now in this country. It's nowhere around this. We know these facts. And yes, the voters are sick of it, especially the voters that are actually, out here wanting these conditions to change. And change needs to happen. It needs to happen very immediately in order to actually protect the people that are born here for generations now versus the people that the Democrat Party are just allowing to just come in this joint. They stinking the place up.
You can't make this shit up.
I'm just being honest out here. They're stinking the fucking place up. It is what it is out here. No joke. No joke. And that's just how it's going down. We have a huge problem here. Now, whatever you decide to do as far as your political aspects and things like that, that's on you. So everybody thinks different. Everybody has the right to do so. It is what it is, though. But all I'm saying is, though, pay attention to what's actually going on. Pay attention to the facts. Pay attention to the dynamics of what these people are trying to pull, which is the wool over your fucking eyes. And I hope you wake up and see that out there. I'm not trying to push nobody to do what they don't think that's right for them. But the thing of it is, though, collectively as a community, we've been getting the shaft with no Vaseline for a very long time out here. A very long time. Just maybe, it's time to switch things up a little bit. Just maybe. That's all I'm saying. Just maybe.
You can't make this shit up.
And what is your damage, musclehead? You stupid. You ignorant or you just plain old deaf?
So, kind of is what it is, though, man. Hey, shout out to all my subscribers. Man, love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure that you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.
talk about that some other time.
No, I want to talk about it now. See,
Fred,
another reason
Fred, I said we'll talk about that some other time.
You don't tell me what I can talk about. You don't tell me what I can talk about in my own house.
Don't you point your finger at my nose, Fred Sanford.
I'll point my finger at your nose, and I'll point my foot somewhere else.